What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Gaming Clubhouse podcast. This is episode 3. My name is Sunny G, and we're back for another episode. Week 3 of doing this, and I just want to thank anybody who has taken the time out to listen to this podcast, whether it be on your podcast server of choice or whether you've tuned into YouTube to just listen to the audio. But today, you can see me. I'm here on camera for you. So I thought I'd just try this out just to see if this would help the podcast perform better on YouTube, because I can understand that this is a boring thing to watch on YouTube when it's just a static picture with me talking over the top of it. So I thought I would just film myself doing it this week and see how that goes. And hopefully you guys like it. And if you do, that's great. And we'll just do this every week and still put out the audio version on the podcast services as well. But yeah, we're here doing it week 3, and I've had a good week. It's been a really good week channel-wise. Again, I'm still not, don't get me wrong, I'm not pulling up trees or anything like that. I'm not reinventing the wheel or, garnering millions of views or nothing like that. But everything is just going up steadily, so subscribers are going up. Currently sat at 490. It'd be awesome to get to 500 pretty soon. Watching hours are going up. Just general amount of views are going up. And again, some stuff works well, some stuff doesn't work, and I'm still trying to figure that out. But in terms of the channel, everything is going really well at the minute, and I'm really happy. And I'm happy that people are enjoying the content that I put out, and the stuff that I do put out is varied. So I think I have a little bit of something for everybody. At least I think I do. I hope I do. I hope people just like it. I hope people are just enjoying the variety. And because I'm just going to keep doing that. That's what I want to keep doing. I want to keep putting out a variety of content because that keeps me entertained. It keeps people entertained. And yeah, I think that's the way that my channel is just going to always be. It's just going to be a variety of content, different types of VR games, different types of flat screen games, just different types of games in general, along with this podcast as well. So yeah, hopefully everybody's enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying doing it. So, and I think both things are very, very important. But enough of that. Enough of me waffling on, just talking about nothing. Let's talk about video games. Let's talk gaming. That's why we're here, right? Let's talk video games. So I finished Metal Gear Solid Delta, and I loved it. I really did enjoy it. It was a great remake, and I have to be honest, I was sort of ready for it to end by the time the end came around, because I'd sort of forgot, after sort of 25 years or whatever it's been since I first played it, just how close you get to the end and you feel like it's ending, but then it doesn't end and it just carries on to another bit and then another bit. So yeah, I was sort of glad when it was done at the end, but I did really enjoy it. And I know that sort of sounds like I didn't, but I definitely did. Like I said last week, that is how you do a remake. That is exactly how you do a remake. And Konami have been doing a pretty awesome job of it recently. Obviously they did Silent Hill 2 and with this now as well. And yeah, I'm glad that they are doing these remakes, and I hope to God that they do the other Metal Gear Solid games as well, or at least 1 and 2. And I just want 4 to see the light of day again. And I'll probably say that every week until it happens. And it will happen one day. I know it will. There'll be another collection where it happens. I know it. But yeah, it was really great. I loved it. I loved the graphics were amazing. Still looked very Konami, because they have their own sort of aesthetic with games. You can see it in that DNA of Konami games. If you go and play most Konami games, they all have that Konami shine to them, that Konami sort of design, even sort of varied from eFootball all the way to Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill 2. They have that Konami aesthetic, and it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But it looked great. The voice acting was still great. The music was phenomenal. Everything about it was great, and I'm so glad to see that it has done well. And hopefully that does mean that we'll get more remakes of Metal Gear Solid games. Now, somebody on Threads responded to me when I said that I wanted more remakes, and they were like, "No, we don't want that. Well, no, I don't want that at all. Just make a new game." And that's okay. There's an argument for that for sure. Would I like them to take what they've learned from remaking Metal Gear Solid 3 and go and make a new game? Yeah, of course. But being a Metal Gear Solid fan like I am, I want Metal Gear Solid 1 to be remade. I want Metal Gear Solid 2 to be remade. Now, I think I said this last week, but if you're going to remake Metal Gear Solid 1, then you just take Twin Snakes and you use them foundations, and then you make one again. You just put a bit of polish on it, update the controls a little, and you remake it that way. And the same goes for 2. And hopefully that will happen. Fingers crossed, anyway. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid Delta is a winner. If you haven't played it and you're curious about it, definitely do go and play it because it's excellent. It really, really is. It's not overly long either. I think I finished it. I think it just over 10 hours is how long it took me to finish. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Fantastic game from a fantastic series. And it's batshit crazy as well. Like they take these like real world situations in Metal Gear Solid, and then they just add chaos to it. It's very Kojima, and that's okay. Speaking of Kojima, it's cool that he's finally going to be getting to make the PT game that he wanted to make. Obviously, it isn't called that, but it's I'm pretty certain that that's what PT was going to be, or at least that was the original sort of. He's taken what PT was going to be and added to it. But I saw that he released a trailer for it, and it looks great. And he released it on the day that Silent Hill F is starting to get a bit of traction, and the reviews and stuff for that came out. Kojima's got no chill when it comes to Konami. He doesn't care. It was probably done intentionally. Who knows? It certainly feels like it was premeditated and done intentionally, but it's Kojima. Who knows? He's super unpredictable, but it looks like he's got a good amount of games in the pipeline. So that's cool as well. More Kojima is good. More Kojima is absolutely good. But yeah, batshit crazy Metal Gear Solid 3. All of them are crazy in their own way, to be fair. But go play it. Go play Metal Gear Solid Delta. Make it sell more copies so that we can have more Metal Gear Solid. Yes. What else have I been playing? So I wanted to get Metal Gear Solid done before EAFC came out. The early access version, at least the standard version, comes out this week. But I always get the Ultimate Edition, always, because I'm a football fan and I'm a FIFA fan or an EAFC fan. It'll always be FIFA to me. I always call it FIFA regardless of what it's called. So it can be called EAFC all it wants, but I'm still going to call it FIFA when I'm talking about it. But for the sake of this gaming podcast, I'll call it by its proper name, EAFC. So yeah, I've been playing that and really enjoying it. It does feel different this year. They have listened and they have taken things on board, what fans of the series have been saying, and it does feel different, both online and offline. I had a few games against my nephew who came over on Saturday, and we were playing the authentic game mode, and it feels different to play in a good way, for sure. And online, even playing Ultimate Team, which is the mode that I play the most of, it feels good online as well. The defending's a lot harder, it must be said. Nobody can defend. I've had some pretty high scoring games so far, but really enjoying it. And I'll put ridiculous numbers of hours into that game over the course of the next sort of year. So there's that. And a game that I said that I was going to play and I was curious but cautious about is Skate. Now, Skate is out now in early access. The new Skate, some people are calling it Skate 4. Some people are just calling it Skate. But its official title is just Skate. And it is free to play. And it's always online. And I've been playing it. And I have to say that I'm very, very impressed. Is there microtransactions in the game? Yeah, there is. And it's all cosmetic stuff. So if you want to wear the best gear in the game, the coolest outfits, the funniest outfits or whatever, then you're going to be paying real money for them. But the main bulk of the game is free. It's a free-to-play game, and you don't have to buy stuff in the game. You just don't have to. Much like with Fortnite or you know Warzone or any of these other free games, you have the option to buy cosmetics, and feel like that's pretty standard. But the quality of the game itself is very very good. The control scheme is there's two different control schemes. It asks you when you first log into the game if you played Skate 3 before, which I have, of course. It's a series that I hold very dear to my heart. So I love skateboarding and skateboarding culture. I can't skate myself, and I'm incredibly jealous of everybody that can. But yeah, I have played Skate 3, of course, so I picked that control scheme. I think the other control scheme is one that makes it a little bit easier. I think. I've not tried it, but I'm assuming that's what it is because that the way that I read it when it gave you the option, that's how I read it. So yeah. But I've been playing using the Skate 3 way and it feels phenomenal to play. It really does. I'm just having an absolute blast skating around Sandvan, finding spots and just doing different stuff. If you're new to the series, it's a very full-on tutorial. It is a tutorial, but it's basically guiding you through the game, and how to do different things, and just basically teaching you the different things that you can do in the game. But essentially, it's just one massive playground for skating. And there's so much fun stuff to do in the game. You've probably seen a shitload of clips online. That's all I've been seeing on my Instagram is just clips of skaters who look like Jesus going through the church and all the rest of it. But it's really, really good. And I hope that it lasts. It does seem like at the minute that it has a big player base currently. I went to log on just the other day and I was like 87,000th in the queue just to get into the game. That to me is a good thing for now because it shows that people are curious about it and they want to try to do these crazy things that they're seeing online themselves. And I'm excited. I hope I have big hopes for this game going forward as a free to play game. I think they're introducing a skate pass, which I guess will be like a season pass where you can unlock stuff, as is the general sort of thing with free to play games these days. And that's okay, which I might actually give a look to as the game is free. And I know that I'm going to get a lot of enjoyment out of it. So I think season 1 starts in October is when it will sort of come out of what they're calling early access and then go into the season phase. But so far, I'm very impressed, and I enjoy it every time I play it. It's a bit of a steep learning curve. It's not like Tony Hawk where you can just sort of jump in. Although Tony Hawk isn't the easiest game, there is I think it is a bit more tricky, no pun intended, to pull tricks off. But the game tells you how to do it all. So stick with it. It's very, very good. And I think it's bringing a lot of new people to an excellent franchise. But I really was worried about it. I thought that it was going to be, I thought it was going to flop, essentially. I thought it was going to be one of those games that just sort of came along and people wanted to just pan straight away. But thankfully it's not. And people seem to be enjoying it. I'm enjoying it and I'm very excited by it. So yeah, I'm just going to keep playing it, keep enjoying it, and just have a good time with it, which is what I am doing. So yeah, there's Skate, and I haven't really been playing much else. In all honesty, I hopped back on Little Nightmares last night, the first one, because I know that there's a third one coming out, and I've never really played them before, never played through them. So I do have 1 and 2 on Switch. So I'm playing 1 on my Switch 2 at the minute, and it's great, really great, and it still looks great as well. I love the art style in the game, and it's super freaky and it's creepy. And I know that's the idea, but yeah, that's really good. So I'm gonna stick with that. I'm not very good at it. Like the game makes me feel stupid because I know what you've got to do, but I'm just so rubbish and just get caught all the time. But I like it, so I'm going to keep playing it and hopefully get through 1 and 2, and then eventually I'll play 3. But I'm not in a rush to do so. No, not at all. But aside from that's what I've been playing flat screen wise. VR, I have played Of Lies and Rain. I did a video for it, and I really like it so far. I've played about an hour of it, and yeah, it's really good. It isn't perfect. It is a little janky in places, You do get a bit of stutter in game, which isn't ideal, but generally it performs well. It looks good. Doesn't look amazing. It's not like going to blow your mind or anything like that, but it looks good. It does look good. But the most important thing is that it plays well, and it's telling a very interesting story. It has a really unique atmosphere. As soon as it basically just throws you into the game and doesn't really tell you a great deal when you're in. It's like, right, okay, you're in the game, go figure it out, go play, which I like. I don't really like it sometimes when VR games hold your hand. I like the idea of sort of, as long as you get a grasp of the basic controls, I like it when you can just go and figure it out yourself. You just go in there and, guns generally the same in VR games now. Climbing generally the same in VR games now, because I feel like that side of things has actually been mastered. I don't think that gunplay and climbing can really get any better at this stage when you're using controllers. So yeah, I mean, the game starts with a climbing sequence. Basically, you're climbing through like a train wreck, sort of like Uncharted 2, but in VR, obviously. And then you just sort of, you're in this world and nothing's really explained. You've got like a voice in your ear that's telling you sort of what where to go, what to do, sort of thing, and just basically explaining the story as it goes along. But I played about an hour of it. It is very good. I can understand why it's had such a positive reception, and yeah, I hope people continue to buy it and play it, because it is a pretty awesome game, and I love the experiences that you get in VR, but I love the stories that can be told in VR as well, because there's nothing like being in a world in VR and having a story told around you, and you being the center of that story, and just being part of the whole world. I think I genuinely believe that it's the best way to experience stories in video games, is being part of it in virtual reality. And I know there's a lot of phenomenal stories to be told in flat screen gaming, and there is a lot of phenomenal stories out there. But I love being the center. I love being the main character in that world. I think that is so cool. And of Lies and Rain, sorry, really does put you in the center of everything. And it's trippy, it's cool, it's very stylish as well. So definitely go and check it out, and go check the video out on my channel as well. I sort of play through about the first 20 minutes or so, with a little bit of editing some of the crap bits out where I personally was rubbish. But you can go and check out the first sort of 20 minutes or so of the game on my channel. So there's that, and I've been playing more Fruit Golf, which I'm really, really enjoying. Really enjoying. It's so much fun to play, and I'm putting videos out on the channel of all the different levels. So each level has 3 courses, and I'm going to do videos for all of them, and I'm going to do multiplayer stuff with Finn as well. On that, there's a Halloween-y type level which I'm saving. I'm going to do a video basically for the month of October. I'm going to do some spooky season stuff. So I've got some horror games lined up that I'm going to play, some VR horror games. There's a couple of horror Halloween-y type themed courses on Walkabout Mini Golf. So I'm going to do my hardcore series on. I'm going to save those courses specifically for October for the spooky season stuff. And I've got a couple of cool giveaways as well for spooky games, VR games specifically. So yeah, that's cool. So look out for that. But been playing more Fruit Golf, really loving it. Been playing more Walkabout Mini Golf, really loving that. Was playing I Am Security again today as well. I haven't played that in a little while. I did a video ages and ages ago, and the clip that I cut out of it did really well, and it was really funny as well. But I was playing it again today, forgot how much fun that it can be, and I've got another clip to put out, which I watched back a few times earlier on. It really made me laugh. So I'm looking forward to putting that video out. It's sitting on my YouTube at the minute, just in private, waiting for me to just release. But I like to release this podcast on a Tuesday, so I'm going to release this today, basically. And you'll know that if you're listening to it. It's already out. But I'm look out for the I am security video that I've got coming as well. It's good fun. It's just a mess around. It's not, it's not a serious game. It's just something you can put on, have a bit of fun with, then turn off. And that's what I might do that occasionally with videos for it as well. But yeah, so I've been playing that, and I tried a game called Unloop earlier on my quest, which is a really interesting game, and it's trippy as hell. It's basically a puzzle game where you have a certain time to complete the puzzle in the game before your turn ends, and then you have to go back and do it again. And it's crazy because when you go back and do it again, your last attempt is there, and that keeps going. So there's just use everywhere, and you're basically seeing yourself mess up the previous time. And it's crazy. It was super trippy because I started recording a video for it, and I could hear myself talking from my first attempt. So it was so weird to me, but I really love the idea of it, and I'm excited to sort of jump back into it. And I'm going to be putting some content out for Unloop as well. But that's a really interesting game. So definitely look out for it. I think it's one that you're going to see a lot of content creators do content for, but just because of the nature of the game and how different it is, and it really is different. So definitely look out for that. But I'm going to do some content for it. But I just found it so unique, just seeing different versions. Well, the different attempts that I had done happened while I was doing my current attempt, if that makes sense to say out loud, because it sounds like a crazy thing to say out loud, right? But yeah, Unloop is really cool, and it's really different. And another game that I've been playing a ton of is Pinball FX VR. Now, I've never been a massive pinball guy, but I just love Pinball FX VR. I can't get enough of it. Like, I play it and I'm rubbish at it, but I just love it. And I've been putting videos out playing, multiple tables during the course of a video, some licensed stuff, some unlicensed stuff. And I've just been having an absolute blast playing it. And it's a game that is just so well made and just made for VR. It is perfect for VR. And I'm loving it. If you've watched any of them videos, thank you, first of all. And I hope you've enjoyed them. Sorry that I'm rubbish at the game, but it's just so good. And I can't recommend it highly enough. I'm lucky. I have access to all of the tables in the game, but I can appreciate that it can be quite expensive, and it is, because the licensed DLC is pretty pricey, especially if you want to get everything that's in the game. But it is just so much fun, and there are a good few tables in with the base version of the game. But I highly recommend it. It's just so much fun. Even if you're not a massive pinball fan like me, then I still think it's a game that's well worth playing. And it's a game that I'm just going to keep revisiting. I class it as a channel mainstay at this point, and I have a couple of those. Walkabout Mini Golf is obviously a channel mainstay. Fruit Golf is a new channel mainstay, as is Pinball FX VR. And I'm just going to keep making content for those games, for the content that's already in the game, for any content that's coming out for those games. I'm just gonna keep powering through and making content for them. But I'm just having such a blast. I'm really back into VR at the minute, and I'm really back into content creating, and I've got that buzz for it again. When you just get that buzz and you're excited to do it. Like, I'll be excited when I've put this episode out later on. It might not do well numbers wise, but I just get that buzz of putting the content out. I'm sure other content creators get that as well, but I've really got that bug for it again, and I'm super excited. I'm also going to put a video out, and it's a game that I've wanted to revisit, actually, and I've not had chance to do so yet. I've bought like the wire to go to our gaming PC so I can revisit it on Steam. But it's Batman Arkham VR. Now, there's a video of me playing it on one of on our other channel, on the Games and Graps channel, from, I think it's like 8 years ago now, which is crazy to me. But I'm going to put that video on my channel just so people can see basically where it all started for me in VR content creation. But Batman Arkham VR is the first VR game I played on the original PlayStation VR, and it blew me away and I still love it now. And it is a game that I am going to go back and revisit. But I watched that video back the other day, and I was like, "Oh my god, this game is awesome!" Like that first bit where you go into the Batcave, when you go down in the lift and you see the Batcave open up for the first time, it's like, "Oh my god!" And that's when I knew that I loved VR. I'd love to know people's first VR wow moment. That for me is one of them. That is my first VR wow moment. And I'll always have fond memories of Batman Arkham VR. Yeah, it's only short, but it's just so good. It's just such a cool experience to be Batman and to have that feeling of being Batman. Obviously, that's been upped tenfold with Batman Arkham Shadow, um, which is on my list of games to complete, by the way. I know I said this last week, but I am going to go back and play that as well. But yeah, Batman Arkham VR, the first one on the original PlayStation VR, it's it's just amazing. It was just cool to be Batman, cool to be the detective, but cool to see this DC, this Gotham setting brought to life the way that it was, and it was just done so well. And again, I know that it was short, but it's just so good. And I'm going to put that on my channel. So if you look out for that, check it out, and that's basically where it all started for me in terms of VR content creating. It wasn't until sort of like a few years after that where it's something that I really took on properly. But that's where it all started, and that's where I first found my love for VR, and it's a medium that I've been a big fan and a big advocate of ever since. And I'll just keep being a big advocate and a big fan of VR going forward. But I've ranted and stuff during the course of this episode, but I hope you've enjoyed it. This is the first one I've filmed, so I'm going to keep doing it this way if people want it this way. If it's going to keep people's attention for a lot longer than just watching a static screen, which it probably will do, I'll keep filming it week in, week out. And yeah, but I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the podcast. If you have, please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to the podcast on your preferred podcast service, please leave me a review, rate the podcast, share it with your friends, all that sort of stuff. Go follow me on social media. Come and join the Discord, the links to which are in the description, both on the video and on the podcast. But for now, this has been episode 3 of the Gaming Clubhouse podcast. My name is Sonny G, and of course, this is the Gaming Clubhouse. And I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys. Goodbye.